Fallout 76's latest DLC update that with the Mischief Night Halloween event is finally here. This has been anticipated for a while. It was data mined I think over a month ago now, and then we got a teaser a few weeks ago. All of that before Fallout First. This is going to be adding in another limited time seasonal event to this game. So you can play it starting today and for the next 7 days, but after that it'll go away likely until at least next year. They've done this a couple of times now. It's a pretty interesting and cool way to actually get the community together. You'll typically see more people at these things than anything else in game, and that community focus or aspect ends up being one of the best parts of events like this. Although something else worth mentioning that I'll talk more about towards the end of this video, at least as of right now, this is the last real known thing we have coming in 2019 for Fallout 76. Undoubtedly there might be a few more bug fixing updates, but as far as new content goes, this is it, or at least all we know about. So as far as the event itself goes, it'll actually begin automatically roughly once every hour. You'll get an alert on screen, or with the new public event system, you can see the little icon and fast travel there. It'll take place at the White Springs Hotel, which actually now has a bit of a redesign. There's going to be a ton of Halloween decorations everywhere, and this part actually is pretty cool. These are placed all around, and it makes it feel pretty genuine, like there actually are people celebrating Halloween. To start the event, you're going to have to light this little fire, and from there you're going to be following around this robot that's telling spooky ghost stories, or potentially spooky real life stories. But while that is going on and you go from area to area, your task is going to be to cause havoc. There's going to be a variety of different things to do dependent on your area. In the first area, to progress, you have to light some of these bonfires, destroy some of the robots, and blow up some of the cars. After you complete that, the robot will continue on into the second area, and there you're going to have some separate things to do. Actual trick-or-treating, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little mechanic, and it's also pretty repeatable, so you can keep going back to these bowls over time. But then other things like additional graffiti, bonfires, etc. And then finally, after that, you will get led into the third area, where you're going to have a different set of goals. Actually, this thing called forking, which I didn't even know was a thing. I've quite literally never heard of that before. But then trick-or-treating and blowing up cars. If you do all of that successfully, you'll end up with a final boss that is a legendary. You take him down, then you do complete the event overall. It's actually a particularly quick one, a simple one to do, although it definitely is one you're probably going to want to do with a larger group of users. Unlike some of the other events, this definitely has a higher level of enemy. It's not hard per se because there's so many people doing it, but you will be encountering level 50-60 ghouls, so if you're a lower level, it might not be as easy for you. And in general, there's a time limit for this event, so you have to complete everything in the allotted time or you'll just fail. Even if you complete the first 3 stages but fail at killing the robot, then it's over. You'll get no rewards. But also, while you're doing this, there's kind of, I guess, a hidden mechanic per se. Naturally, as you do the event, you'll just get certain rewards, and I'll go over that. But in order to get the top tier, some of the new and cool stuff, you actually have to wear a costume to this. So the costumes can be a wide variety of things. I'll actually have a link to a Google Doc going over most of them down below. Some of these are things you could buy with microtransactions on the Atomic Shop. Other ones are just things you could actually get in game. And there's quite a bit here, so you'll probably have at least some of this, or even just going to the event, you could find some of these items sitting around. Unlike these past limited time events, there is no tiered rewards per se with this one. Just for completing it, you will gain access to all of the rewards, except there's one category that you only get if you complete it while wearing a costume. It doesn't matter if nobody else wears a costume, if just you do, you'll get that reward. The rewards for this event are actually structured into 4 different categories, so every single time if you're wearing a costume and successfully complete the event, you'll get 4 things, and it's going to choose from one item in the 4 different lists. You'll always get a certain aid item, you'll always get a good reward as it's dubbed. Mostly in this, it's going to be a lot of the existing costumes in Fallout 76, so things like the clown outfit that you could always get since the game's launch, or the new fireman helmet / uniform. So basically every time you complete the event, you'll have a 1 of 25 chance at earning either the new uniform or helmet. Then there's going to be a bunch of White Springs based stuff, also kind of boring, but then the final new stuff category is basically going to be a variety of different jack-o'-lanterns, a Grim Reaper cutout, or some of those new outfits added in with this update. This is another one where it's just going to be a 1 out of 19 chance you'll get one of these every single time. So let's say you really want the pirate hat. There'll be a roughly 2.5% chance every time you complete the event that you get it. And yeah, that's kind of a comprehensive look at it. As far as my personal thoughts on this one goes, I feel like it's kind of cool. I definitely like the Halloween theme, how a lot of the objectives are also Halloween themed. The community focus of these events and just seeing so many players together at the same time is always really what makes them stand out, which makes them so much fun. There certainly is some lag here also though. If you actually compare just lighting the bonfires in particular on a small private server versus this public server, you can see a huge difference in the lag. Sometimes things go really slow and it can be kind of frustrating at times, but that's just a persistent Fallout 76 issue. It's honestly really not anything new. And I feel like although the event is cool, I think the rewards could have just been a lot cooler. Most of the rewards you'll get are existing things you could always get in Fallout 76. It's actually nothing new. And even as far as those new outfits that are added in, they definitely look cool. Bethesda did a good job at creating them. I'm happy to see new free content getting added in, but I feel like with a Halloween event, you have so much cool potential, and this for me doesn't really live up to it. A fireman outfit, a pirate outfit, and an intentionally tacky jack-o'-lantern suit is just not really all that original. It doesn't feel super inspired or super unique. I feel like when you take Halloween in Fallout, there's so much potential for cool aesthetics, and I don't think they really captured that here. And considering this is the only real reason outside of the community aspect to continue playing this event, I don't really see myself doing it much. And it's not like this is even just in game. There's some new stuff on the Atomic Shop to go along with this event. Some of this is just camp objects or other things you can place down, but there are a couple of new outfits slash armors, a samurai outfit and a gladiator outfit. So it wasn't even like Bethesda had all these super cool ideas and reserved them for the microtransaction. No, it just all of it was kind of like, I don't know, maybe a Deathclaw Halloween outfit that's adapted to be a player. I feel like that could be kind of cool. Or like a Scorch Beast Queen power armor paint job that has like wings for the jetpack or something like that. Yeah, probably would be a microtransaction, but it'd be a lot cooler than just a gladiator. But also it is likely that you'll only be able to get some of this exclusive content by completing this event. So if you plan on playing this game over the long haul, it's now or never. One other thing I encountered that was super weird, and it didn't actually have anything to do with the event directly, but it's Fallout 76 related, so I'm just going to include it in this video. After going back to my camp following the event, I found this very odd headless and neutral Scorched, but after I attacked him, I got this invisible, what I assumed was a Scorched that would attack me. It also seemed like it was invincible, or at least I could never hit it. I've seen some funny or minor bugs in the game overall, but this one was kind of a big one. Fortunately, it was just a level 1 Scorched, so it didn't really do much damage, but if it wasn't a level 1 Scorched, having an invisible enemy attack you is definitely not a good thing. Although fortunately, or I guess unfortunately, when it did eventually kill me, it actually went away. I was fine following that. You could also likely just fast travel away, and I'm sure this would have stopped happening, or he wouldn't have chased me all the way to the next location. But one final question that does remain with Fallout 76 is, what's next? Obviously, Wastelanders just got a substantial delay, coming Q1 of 2020. For some additional context, Bethesda typically does take a break or a vacation for the holidays, so anyone hoping early January, I would definitely write that off, like 100% write that off basically, but maybe a mid-February or later is a bit hopeful, with March in my eyes being the most likely. Obviously right now it's just the end of October, we have October until March. I don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of people have turned away from this game just as a result of the Fallout First controversy or some of the other decisions that have been made, but you have to imagine over the next few weeks and months, other people may leave even if they agree with Fallout First just because there's going to be a lack of content. There's been some new stuff data mined around Squirrel Scouts. If you guys remember back earlier this year, we had the Pioneer Scouts DLC where you could rank up and earn additional scout badges. So maybe we see some new Squirrel Scout stuff, maybe we see something else like Vault 96 finally get implemented, but at least as of right now, we don't know much. This Thursday, Bethesda should have their Inside the Vault article. It'll be very interesting to see what they say. It's been kind of radio silence since Fallout First came out, and I think a lot of people are just curious as to where this game goes next in the near future, if there even is anything else coming. And for me at least, I definitely feel that. Even with this latest event, it just didn't feel as good following the Fallout First controversy. I feel like it has kind of made me view this game in a bit of a different light. I honestly don't like the direction it's heading as long as that kind of stuff continues, and it seems like it will. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. As always, again, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.